the root of disease. The food one eats gives the body the information and materials needed to function properly, otherwise health declines. So central is the role of food in healthy living that the definition of medicine as the science and art dealing with the maintenance of health, prevention, alleviation or cure of disease, food acts as medicine to maintain, prevent or treat diseases. No wonder the father of modern medicine's first commandment is for food to be everyone's medicine. Considering the centrality of food to human health and the consequences of abuse of what humans consume, our business on this platform this week is to unfold the hidden treasure in the Nigerian environment that could result to a healthier nation if adopted and promoted on the national or international scale. Thanks for joining us as the Dateline 360 team takes you through the medicinal value of Nigerian foods and why these foods should be the way to go. I'm Hawa Salihu Adama. Welcome. Good to have you join us on another edition of Dateline 360. If optimal health is one's goal, then the place of food as one of the necessities of man cannot be contested. What one puts into his or her system, experts say, must go beyond a desire for physical strength. Over now to Clement Barakwi for a breakdown of some Nigerian delicacies and their values.
Inadequate food intake has consequences on life, with health complications which may result to death. Health experts say balanced diet provides the body with the necessary ingredients that it requires to function. Interestingly, nutrients in a scientifically controlled manner which people consume in form of supplements abound in Nigerian foods. Research reveals that about 23 types of nutrients required for healthy living can be found in Nigerian food, which health experts say may reduce the cause of high-profile sicknesses affecting the people.
There are various nutrients that the body needs, to keep it working. And all these nutrients are supposed to be in the food that we eat. And therefore, the Nigerian foods that we have, depending on how these foods are, combined. If they are combined well, such that you have all the nutrients available, then certainly it keeps, it keeps the body going. So what is important is how, eating in what we call dietary diversity. That for a meal that one has to take, all these nutrients must be in that meal. Once that is achieved, the body has no problem.
The issue of cocoyam can never be overemphasized, because people that uses cocoyam, some knows the value of it. But what it ponders most these days is that people don't like using the cocoyam again. Rather, they prefer Indomie and the rest of the cereals. But cocoyam is very good because it has so many species.
Health experts say the cost spent on medical tourism may be reduced when Nigerians eat more of the foods in the country. Studies have indicated that Nigeria is endowed with rich foods that contains all the requirements for healthy living. For instance, in the south part of Nigeria, plantain, which can be prepared in different food formats, cassava turned into garri and fufu, eaten with vegetable, afang, edikaikong are special delicacies that stands the people out, while their counterparts in the southeast enjoyed pounded yam, garri, abacha, oil bean, and so many other local foods which go with oha soup, bitter leaf, or ogbono, all grown within the geographical area. The northern part of the country, which grows almost all foodstuff, enjoy the tuwo shinkamfa, a byproduct of rice, paste made of corn, eaten with the combination of other foods from their farms. In the same vein, The western part of the country is popularly known with amala, which has become one of the national food eaten in almost all parts of the country. It's a byproduct of yam.
We have a lot of so many soups because of the variety of vegetables that we have. Talk about the afang, the fluted pumpkin leaf, that is the Igbos call it rugube, we call it ikongefere. Ikongefere. Here we have mbafere, what the Igbos call oha. We have editan, we have atama, we have mongikong, several of them. And of course, when we prepare our foods here, it's not only the vegetables, that is the leaves that go in there. We have other ingredients that go into such soups, such as fish, meat, crayfish. We have pepper going in there, palm oil, melon, to ensure that all these nutrients that we need.
The concept of cooking matters. You say a lot of people cook and all the nutritional factors gone away out of the food. But if they maintain, the natural cooking, that is not all that too long cooking, you can get all what it takes to the body.
The value of Nigerian foods in nourishing the human body are inestimable. One unique aspect of Nigerian delicacies is that many of them are prepared using enough leaves and vegetables and other natural ingredients, thus very rich in vitamins A, C, E, and K. Indeed, our food is our identity, and continuous eating will not only promote the Nigerian culture but also well-being. In Uyo, Clement Barikui.
A much-needed well-being, considering that the workforce is constantly plagued with absenteeism and reduced productivity due to chronic health problems resulting from food choices. And from South Nigeria, we join Oinaya Kalu Oka here in Nigeria's capital city, where she has been interacting with those whose business is connected with medicinal plants and foods.
A study conducted by a team of Nigerian researchers indicates that high consumption of vegetables has been associated with lowered incidences of degenerative diseases like high blood pressure, stroke, diabetes, obesity, and many others. Now, Nigeria is so blessed with many vegetables and other foods which are high in medicinal values. But what is the attitude of Nigerians towards these foods? Nigeria is a physically and climatically diverse country, endowed with several foods, and the people sure do know how to cultivate, prepare, and enjoy their dishes.
I would like sundawa to make you feel better. You know what they call cocoa? You don't know. Oh, if you eat that one, naturally you go to bar.
Yes, the local foods are tasty. But beyond just taste, research has shown that these foods are not just nutritious, but help promote the body well-being.
This blood issue, somebody they went to the hospital, they say they don't have enough blood. So the doctor said I should go and prepare vegetable okra. After 4 days, they said the blood was excess.
With more than 250 ethnic groups, it does not matter which part of the country one comes from. Experts say the medicinal values of Nigerian foods are too great to be ignored.
What do you call that bitter leaf soup that you make? Onubu soup. You don't even have much oil. Excellent. Or is it the oha, the great leaves of oha? Or is it the okazi, the great and iron contents of these leaves? The zogale heart is almost a complete food. It's better than the almighty green tea that some of you elites go to buy.
Me and kuka, vitamin C. The vitamin C content in kuka is high, is so high.
The Nigerian Society of Endocrinology and the Diabetes Association of Nigeria recommend traditional food as not only healthy, but equally has preventive, healing, and curative properties. Studies from the health authorities like World Health Organization, WHO, and the United States Department of Agriculture confirm that it is only food and nutrition that can help prevent chronic diseases such as cancer, heart diseases, diabetes, and arthritis.
Do you realize that the pumpkin, the kabewa, and the pumpkin from the southeast contain zinc, which have been known and indicated in the chances and management of prostate cancer? The slimeliness of ewedu makes it an excellent suitability for people with ulcer.
Bitter leaf contains so much medicinal value. We can use it to control diabetes, and there is a lot of research now about the cancer controlling properties.
Then the big question is, if Nigerian foods are so rich in nutrients and can reduce the chances of illness in consumers, then why is the life expectancy of Nigerians, according to the WHO report, said to be below 50?
You go to all those processed food, stock them with those 2 minutes food, and when those 2 minute foods are eaten, what happens to our own?
They wanted to promote their own things. It is for us to decide that no, we have to look inwards and see what God has given us and utilize it.
Small wonder why the craze for foreign foods by Nigerians.
Ignorance and that attitude of Oyibo thing is better than our own. It's really a pity.
Colonial mentality, complex, and not believing in your own.
A stitch in time, they say, saves 9. So how when next you are enjoying that bowl of tuwon chinkafa and miyan kuka you love so much, don't forget the words of the father of Western medicine, the ancient Greek physician, Hippocrates. And I quote, "Let food be the medicine and medicine thy food." End of quote.
Sure will, Oyinaya. Even medical experts always advise taking medication after food and taking advantage of the rich array of Nigerian foods in your report means miles away from the doctor. However, we didn't just get there, Oyinaya, as the next report by Thekla Wilkie in Lagos will bring us to speed on this lifestyle preference that has continued to unleash devastating consequences on the health of Nigerians. Viewer discretion is advised as this package contains some disturbing content.
Back in the day, most Nigerians lived on naturally sourced foods, which were freshly made and relished by Nigerians. Apart from the delicious taste Nigerian foods offer, there are health benefits associated with homegrown foods. Unfortunately, the wind of westernization blowing across the African space has prompted some Nigerians to embrace processed foods. This is Lagos, one of Nigeria's most densely populated cosmopolitan city, where everyone seems to be living life on the fast lane. You talk about fast cars, fast technology, and when you fast forward a bit, you have the fast foods, and that's a major concern.
You know, our society is, it's heavily influenced by the Western media. So there are a lot of Western ideals that have come into play with us, and yeah, our foods have just generally changed. A lot more international brands come in with restaurants and their foodstuffs. So a lot more supermarkets, of course, springing up, selling international processed products. And in the first world, they're moving away from that. You've got whole food markets and stuff now that are really coming up. So where do they send their stuff? To us.
Though we know it's not healthier as compared to natural foods, but it's simply fast food. So yes, I think that's the reason why most people do canned food.
This video, allegedly captured in a foreign factory where processed foods are produced and distributed for consumption, begs the question of how much Nigerians know about what they consume in the guise of processed foods.
That food, the meat, the goat, the chicken that was killed 6 months ago, that we import, is the worst thing that can ever happen, because how can a 6-week-old chicken be bigger than a 3-month-old chicken? It's because they keep giving it injection and the chicken swells up. When you eat the chicken, you see a 9-year-old girl will start growing breast. It's from the steroid.
While some Lagosians carry that guilty tag of having to patronize packaged foods due to their stifling work timelines, others simply believe they're living a life. Unfortunately, that lifestyle comes at a price. It has also been alleged that some of these nicely packaged foods stored in jars, packs and boxes are laced with preservatives in addition to colorant, texturants and flavorants.
Not all preservatives are healthy. Whatever your enzyme cannot really break down, tear down to give you the nutrients you need, of course, you should stay away from such.
I think it's a lack of awareness. I think people don't really understand just how bad these kind of processed foods are for you. So, for me, I think there needs to be more awareness. I think people need to be educated better to know that these foods are unnatural. And you have no idea what additives have gone into this and just how it's damaging your body. Lifestyle diseases are very real. Hypertension, diabetes, and of course cancer. These are the byproducts of making these choices.
Interestingly, some of these ingredients are reportedly not openly listed on the labels of some of these processed foods.
Some people, as manufacturers, actually hide out certain information just because they want you to get it. So the reason why we should flee from these things, canned food, ready-made items are very, very deceptive. So they use subtle words to send out the message to convince consumers to get them. Just beware, that's all I would say.
It's too much sugar, too much carbohydrate, it's not healthy.
Apart from the alleged compromised nutritional value of processed foods, there's also the issue of shelf lives of these packaged foods, as some consumers in Nigeria have reportedly bought expired products off the shelf of some shop outlets in Nigeria.
It's as if you are eating rotten food. You don't know the expiry date. A lot of it is changed before it enters the country. Some of them are near expiration before they bring them in.
More worrisome is the after effect and health implication associated with the consumption of processed foods.
If you have a choice to make, you take the organic grown fruits, or fresh foods.
There are all kinds of diseases these days that it's not proven, but you never know. They could very well be traced back to maybe the chemicals that were used to grow them. So as natural as possible.
The truth is, a lot of people know these things aren't really safe, but they do it anyways.
That's not all. The issue of capital flight and the implication it has on the Nigerian currency and economy calls for concern.
It goes back to what Fela said a long time ago. Buy Africa, buy Nigerian. If you don't buy, if you don't use, if you don't eat what is ours, who will?
Whatever we have here, whatever we can produce here, it's very important and good that we patronize them. We've seen what has been happening to the Naira, and in any way we can support the government, we should do that. If buying our local fruit is one of them, so be it. But even apart from that, our local fruits definitely taste better.
While the demand for foreign packaged foods may be trendy and convenient, respondents say consumers should look beyond the appeal and focus on the long-term effect of what they consume.
We should eat less of processed foods and go back to the heydays of our mothers and grandmothers, where they will cook fresh vegetable, they will get whatever they want to cook from the bush, they will kill the chicken, make it parboiled, and you eat it, you feel good eating it, it tastes good, and you live good.
Consumers are also advised to always opt for natural foods, as what does not decay easily may not be too healthy for consumption.
If we don't eat the right combination of food, you are tending towards problem in the future. By the time you are getting to about 55, 60, you start feeling the effect on your system.
Bottom line is, we are what we eat. For Dateline 360, this is Thekla Wilkie reporting.
Many thanks Thekla for that revealing package. With so many issues thrown up, there is no gainsaying the fact that to be for one is to be armed. Now, with the cards clearly on the table in terms of availability and potential of Nigerian foods to boost health, the question that remains to be answered is what is being done to promote and market them for the benefit of the country. Uche Nwizu is our guide on that.
No doubt, Nigeria is blessed with rich vegetation and fruits with medicinal contents, which, if well harnessed, could help turn around the fortunes of the country.
The question begging for answer is, what is being done to promote such foods in terms of their availability, packaging, marketing, and even exports?
Some plans are already being developed to enhance their ability to produce nutrients that can serve as drugs. Like now, there's some banana that is being produced presently to increase the vitamin A content, and also to increase the iron content. A particular sorghum, that is guinea corn, that has been genetically modified, it has this nutritional content, iron, protein, and zinc. But because of the enzyme known as phytate that has been in that particular sorghum, it has been difficult for the sorghum to make those nutrients available to man or animals. But through genetic engineering, this is being broken down so that those nutrients can be made available. We believe with very stringent biosafety measures being put in place, this can be a major breakthrough.
A bold step has been taken so far, not that what I can do, but a lot of the agency like the 90MP has been taking the bold step to regulate the industry. If you want to take care of anything that has to do with FISU, you go under natural medicine. So a lot of things are still being proved as the best alternative for different kind of illness.
From my interaction with experts on the field, improved research funding in this area will go a long way in maximizing the socio-economic benefits derivable from Nigerian medicinal foods. Uche Nwizu, reporting for Dateline 360.
Sure, Uche, research funding remains a recurring concern which needs to be addressed holistically at this period when a lot of talks are on diversifying sources of revenue for the country. Research indicates that 78% of healthcare expenditure in the United States are for the treatment of chronic diseases linked partly to diet. While pre-packaged processed food may be convenient, evidence abounds that their consumption is the fastest way to becoming a victim of emerging lifestyle conditions such as diabetes and heart disease. Just because one isn't sick at the moment doesn't mean he or she is healthy. With top-selling supplements having their major ingredients sourced from natural nutrients, and true health care reforms set to start from the kitchen, cooking from the scratch using fresh, unprocessed ingredients as available in Nigeria, experts say, is the way to go. Aside health concerns, charity, it is said, begins at home. So, promoting what's available in Nigeria through the right packaging and usage, while taking advantage of the huge market in country and abroad, many agree is another form of patriotism. You can contribute to this discourse by sending your comments, questions and suggestions to Dateline 360 at nta.ng or tweets at NTANewsNow. Our last note this week is a reminder of that advice: let food be the medicine. However, it should be natural. Thanks for your time and bye for now.